Hi, my name is Ross. I'm a photographer from Northern Ireland who goes by Ross on his JPEGs on Instagram and on YouTube. I am completely obsessed with creating LUTs and looks within camera settings with the aim of getting great looking JPEGs directly from my LUMIX camera. One thing I'm maybe not so good at is testing all of the other settings and options that a camera can offer, which for LUMIX cameras is loads. One such example of this is autofocus. I've definitely put it out there that when it comes to focusing my lens, I'll either be manually focusing or I'll have my focus mode set to one area AF single or full area AF continuous. Between us, I'm so set in my ways that I'd even hidden all of the other focus modes that I don't use from my display. And before making this video, I'd actually forgotten what they even were. The LUMIX Australia team must have realized that I was missing out on some pretty useful and exciting features, and so have recently challenged me to fully explore all of the AF settings inside my LUMIX S9. If you're unfamiliar or you just want to better wrap your head around some of the AF settings inside your LUMIX camera, let's take a look at some together. When shooting, there are like a ton of subjects your LUMIX camera can automatically detect. Options include human, animal, car, train, motorcycle, aeroplane, and for each one of these, there are multiple targets. So for example, if I set my camera to motorcycle, I can decide whether it focuses on either the entire subject or the helmet only. Personally, I don't really use many of these subjects. I have mine set to human pretty much at all times, just because I don't really take many photographs of like trains or aeroplanes. Under the human target parts option, you have the choice to detect either eyes and faces or eyes, faces and bodies, and I always choose the latter. With this option selected, the camera will prioritize the subject's eyes, and then if no eyes are detected, it'll go for the face, and if there's no face detected, it'll focus on just the person's body. I find this setting really useful, especially when shooting like kids running around or a bride walking up an aisle, or even something like street photography. If you have your camera turned on AF mode one area, the camera will give you a small box and will focus on there. If you decide to have subject detection turned on, the camera will look for your chosen subject inside that little box. That works for me like the majority of the time, but there's the odd occasion where I place my subject inside that box, and by the time my camera's achieved focus, they've already moved, and I think that's where One Area Plus comes in. Just like One Area, there is a box for focusing, but this time with One Area Plus mode, there's a little extra box around the box that acts as a backup in case your subject moves. I think that could come in really handy for me in the future, so I'm going to keep that AF mode turned on my camera going forward. Another AF mode I had turned off was tracking, and now that I've turned it on, I've realized I've been missing out on something pretty awesome. Let me explain. If you turn your focus mode to continuous and select tracking, you'll see a box similar to that in the AF mode one area. This time when you choose something to focus on and reframe your camera, the box literally sticks to the object, tracking it around. Hence the name tracking. Shooting with this AF mode gives you so much control over the exact thing that you want to track. It sort of takes the best bits from the two modes I've been using forever, like One Area AF single and Full Area AF continuous, and combines them into one new mode. In the menu, you'll find an option called AF Custom Setting Photo. This is basically where you'll find a bunch of options for customizing the AF speed. Full disclosure, before LUMIX challenged me to explore these settings, I hadn't been adventurous enough to touch them, but now that I have, I'm kicking myself for not touching them sooner. The settings listed in AF Custom Setting Photo are only for when your camera is set to focus mode AF continuous. In this menu item, you can choose between 4 sets with varying values of AF sensitivity, AF area switching sensitivity, and moving subject prediction. I had to read that one. About a month or so ago, I dialed all of these settings up to +2, like turned them all the way up just for the crack, and the difference in how my S9's AF continuous mode performs is incredible. It's like extra responsive, extra sensitive, and I found it ideal for taking photographs of my kids. In the focus shutter menu, you'll find an option called Quick AF. It's not something I'd explored before, but I've been leaving it on recently, and I'll tell you why. Turning this setting on almost brings your camera alive. With Quick AF, your camera will be focusing even if your finger isn't on the autofocus button. But why would you want that, you might be wondering? Turning Quick AF on means that when a moment happens and you suddenly want to press your shutter, your camera should already be focused, ready to go. You can be a fraction of a second faster at getting that shot, which if you do sport or wildlife or weddings can really make a difference. Focus peaking is something I use all the time when manually focusing my lenses, but it's only recently that I realized that you can also turn focus peaking on when in the focus mode AF single. If you're unfamiliar with focus peaking, basically with it turned on, the camera will display exactly what will be in focus. And in the menu, you can select the focus peaking sensitivity and choose the display color. I have mine set at +2 and red. So there you have it. Those are a few autofocus settings that you can find inside your LUMIX camera. Massive thanks to the team at LUMIX Australia for challenging me to dive into these settings. Have they made me a better photographer? Who knows, but what they have done is armed me with the tools to better capture certain situations and scenarios.